Got it. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in with us today. I'm joined here. So my name is Dylan. I'm with the Facebook group Cruise Ships Tricks Reviews and Planning for Canadians. I am a travel agent who books cruises for Canadians, Americans, and anyone else who would like to book. Today, I am joined by Sean here from Virgin Voyages, and we're just actually having a conversation. Nothing really scripted, nothing really hanging out, and just chit-chatting about Virgin Voyages and what you guys stand for. How you doing, Sean?
Dude, fantastic. Thanks for joining me. I'm really looking forward to this chat.
No problem. So, how's everything going there? Busy?
Yeah, things are busy, and you could be of two minds when things are busy. It's like, are you overwhelmed or are you enjoying? And
Yeah.
what I'm really I am and I believe in is I'm really enjoying it because more and more Canadians are curious about our brand. They're looking to. There's a lot of myths out there, and hopefully maybe we can dispel some of those. But
Yeah.
they're curious about that big red ship and what happens on that ship and what kind of experiences and more importantly, is it for me? And so I like to preface is we have something for everyone, but we're not for everyone, and that's I think where we can discuss today about that,
Yeah.
and really just open up the conversation to exploring something a little bit different.
That's cool. So what is your position within Virgin Voyages? Like what just I know what you do, of course, but if someone asking is like, hey, who's this Sean guy? Like what do you do?
Yeah, so I guess officially, my title is sales manager for Canada. So I take care of our travel agent partners across
Yeah.
Canada, and ensure that they're educated, but also working with their consumers to help grow the business. Um, in the easiest terms, I'm basically the face and voice of Virgin Voyages in Canada.
I like it. The so Virgin Voyages, from my understanding, it's only been around for it was planned to come out prior to COVID or during COVID and got delayed a year or two. So how long has the ship's been sailing for?
Yeah, so we were set to launch in March of 2020, and then obviously we know what happened. We
Yeah.
launched officially in August 2021. Now, up here in Canada, we still couldn't go anywhere, so we launched there. So we've officially been in the water just over 2 years. We actually just celebrated the third anniversary of our terminal down in Miami. It was christened, I guess, on Valentine's Day of 2021. So yeah, just over 2 years in the water.
Okay. And how many ships are you guys running right now?
Yeah, we currently have, as of this recording in March,
Yeah.
we have three ships sailing right now, and the fourth one should debut later next month. So
Yeah.
in
I
April.
actually forget where's that one sailing? Is that one in your
Oh,
Mediterranean?
that one's got like that's lock and key, my friend. I don't even know where officially that fourth one is going to
Yeah.
be
Could be
sailing
Lake
yet.
Ontario and going
Oh
up and
yeah, yeah.
around.
We'll just do the
Yeah.
Great Lakes.
That's cool. How many times roughly have you been on the ship? Do you know?
Oof. Well, I think I'm over 30 now. Quite a few times. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
you've been hanging out in one of those hammocks like you have in the background there?
Oh, absolutely. I love the hammocks. I mean, I think that's one of the subtle sell points, right? Is people always like they talk about like, oh, what's the square footage of your room and such like that. But I think when you have those more intimate spaces where you can literally unwind and be a little silly, I think our sea terraces are great because my favorite thing to do is order room service and sit out on my balcony, enjoy a cup of coffee in my hammock, or even just have my laptop on my lap and just watch the world go by on our great Wi-Fi while doing a nice little swing on the hammocks.
Yeah. That's cool. And then do you normally are you normally so so people who don't know, Virgin Voyages don't really do drink packages. They do bar taps, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here. I haven't been on a ship yet at anyone, but I'm hoping the next couple months to get on with my wife. 18 plus cruise, so we do have a young baby at home, so that's why it's kind of delaying us getting on board. Um, so you guys don't really do a drink package, but everything else is pretty much included, which is one of the reasons I kind of tell Virgin Voyages to a lot of my clients I think would work. You want to talk about that, like everything that's included?
Yeah, sure. So I think where we set ourselves differently is obviously anything that Virgin as a whole. So I'll step back even a little further quickly. Everything Virgin as a whole does, whether it's our cell phone, our gyms, our banks, our airlines, is around changing the status quo. So giving people not only what they something they want, but something that they sometimes didn't even know they want. So with Virgin Voyages, we always want to focus on value over price, right? Because at the end of the day, jokingly, I always say they're going to get you if they're going to get you. So even though you might be advertising a lower price point, at the end of the day, there's certain things that are not included. Now, there's a big challenge in our industry as a whole, this term of nickel and diming, right? People come and be like, oh, this cruise line, nickel and dimes. And I'm going to challenge that by saying no cruise line actually nickels and dimes. What they're doing is decoupling a product and giving people choices. So for you listening to this, if you think who you currently travel with is nickel and diming, that is not a reflection of them. It's actually a growth of you. So you are now looking for something different, right? So if you are loyal to a certain brand, but you feel like they're not satisfying what you need, the brand is not bad. The brand is still amazing. It's just you're looking for something different. And that's where we fit in with value over price. So if you compare Virgin Voyages to other contemporary or even premium brands, and we're more of a premium brand, we're going to be more expensive up front. But when you work with a travel professional like Dana over here, who knows the brand and can understand the brand more, is the value is going to be there. So to your question of what's included, we include pretty much everything but alcohol and shore excursions. So when you look at food, we have no buffets on our ship. Every meal is made to order, and they're all done through casual eateries or our traditional restaurants. You do not pay to eat at these restaurants, right? So that is a savings over some other brands right now where they give you that choice, whether you can do the main dining or you can do the
Yeah,
specialty
you got
restaurant.
10 different specialty restaurants, and
Yeah.
they're all going to cost you anywhere between 50 and $200.
Yeah, right. And those are great restaurants, but sometimes you want to not have to worry about that, right? So we have our 6 main restaurants, everything from our funky steak and seafood restaurant at the Wake to something a little bit different like our Korean barbecue. Again, this is all included in there. We include all gratuities, so you're not allowed to tip on our ship, so you don't get a bill at the end saying, whatever, this is your gratuity allotment. We include our Wi-Fi, so you can surf the net. We just upgrading to 1.5 gigabyte downloads complimentary. Gives you up to 2 devices per person. But we are a leisure ship, so we don't want you on Zoom like this. We don't want you, working. But if you do want to work, you got to pay for the premium because that unlocks that. But if you just want to surf the net, share photos with your families and friends at home, it's all included. We also believe in that balance of yin and yang, so that all of our group fitness classes are included. So if you want to work out, do yoga, HIIT classes, cycling, you don't have to pay for that. All our shows and entertainment are included, and the essential beverages. So the things that keep you alive. So your water, both flat and sparkling, pop, if that's what keeps you alive. For me, coffee is what keeps me alive. I can go with anything but coffee. Like if you take coffee away from me, I'm not a happy camper. That's all included. And when it comes to like simple things like water, right? Water on a lot of cruises, I mean, they're part of a pop package or whatever, but they're plastic bottles,
Yeah.
right? They're recyclable bottles, but they're plastic. We don't have any single-use plastic. So when you ask for a bottle of water, you're going to get a glass of water. In addition, in your room, there are 1 liter crafts of both flat and sparkling water that's replenished all throughout the day. But we strongly encourage you bringing a wonderful reusable water bottle, right?
Yeah.
Those are key. I mean, it helps save our ocean. It allows us to have minimal waste, and it's more portable.
Yeah,
But when
I'm a huge fan of that. Even though
yeah,
when
you've
I go
got
on
some
my cruises,
beautiful Yetis. I love those.
yeah, well, I got the big I got these kind of Yetis. I got the Nalgene kind of style, like the with screw top and all that. And that's what I bring it on board. So I'm not going to all these islands and different places and single use plastics, because a lot of these places they don't have the ability to recycle like we do. So either A, it gets thrown in a landfill somewhere or lands back in the ocean, and then you got to do what you can, right?
Yeah, right. It's just less is more. It really in that case, right? And then also we have those water filtration system throughout the ship, so you can just fill up as you go, right? Which is kind of
Yeah.
I like my sparkling water personally, right? I find like I drink more when it's sparkling. It's got a little bit more pizzazz,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know than regular water. But to your point about drink packages is when we came out, we really started talking to consumers and like, what do you love about cruising and what don't you like? And one of the biggest things people said to us is we don't really enjoy the drink packages for the most part. So there's a couple reasons behind that.
Mhm.
Is typically you have to buy whatever your companion is buying. So not everyone drinks the same amount.
Yep.
More and more people don't drink, or they're not drinking as much as they used to. Um, and there is this perception, whether it's right or wrong, that if you spend a certain amount of money, you need to maximize the value of that money. So people buy like more deluxe or inclusive packages, and they're like, well, I got to drink a certain amount to actually get value.
Yeah.
So no one goes to a bar at home and says, you know what? There's never all you can drink other than like a wedding at a bar, right? So
Mhm.
people go in there and they have a cocktail or two or a drink or two, and then they determine when they're done and they determine what they want to drink. What if we took that premise and put it on a cruise? So what we do is a bar tab. So it can be attached to a person or it can be attached to a cabin. Doesn't really
Okay.
matter. So if someone is in a room and doesn't drink, they're not having to pay for something they don't use. Furthermore, they're not limited to the what they consume. So I was on a cruise in December, and I got like the regular drink package. It was all included, but I bought the regular drink package, and I wanted to get a nicer glass of wine at dinner, and they charged me $8 more because it
Yeah.
was outside of this package. With us, you can have cheap and cheerful beer during the day and literally $50 things of scotch if you want. It's really what you want. So you got a lot more freedom to choose what you like based on what you like.
Yeah. I like I watch a lot of YouTube videos and podcasts and all that kind of stuff. So for the last month doing the spotlight, I've been that's all I've been watching. I watch it with my daughter. She actually sits there and she's like, I want to watch cruises in the morning. It's kind of funny because we don't want to put on all too many kids shows for her.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people are saying like the benefits too is like one, if you book it pre-cruise, normally if you do like I don't know the numbers, is it like you $300 you get 25 bucks extra kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of incentive there. But when you're on the ship, as you said, if the say the husband and wife goes or something, the husband drinks more than the wife does. You know what? If he wants to spend 80% of the drink package and she only has her one or two drinks a day, that's fine. But also, if you're having a good time, I know we'll talk after about the theme nights.
Hmm.
Um, but like, if you want to buy a shot for someone at the bar or buy a round, you can do that. Well, I know other cruise lines I've been on, and it'll be like, well, no, where's his drink package ticket? Where's his drink package ticket? And it's kind of gets awkward because then you're kind of setting yourself back. Be like, hey, do you have a drink package? Because I don't want to have a drink with you if you're not drinking, right?
Well, yeah, I was with like a buddy of mine, another rep, and he had a nicer package. He decided, I don't know, maybe he had a bigger budget than I did, but he bought like the deluxe package, and he's like, "Oh, I feel bad that you can't have this." I'm like, "Don't." But that's it. Like it's just like you're at home. Like if you're at your favorite bar and you want to buy a round of drinks, go nuts. If you just
Yeah.
meet someone and you're like, "You're cool. Thank you for the conversation. Let me buy you a drink." You can, and it's all attached to your bracelet, so it's literally a quick tap of something. So,
Yeah. So
but
for
yeah,
those of
the
you guys don't know, it's a bracelet instead of a key card.
Yeah, so that's one thing. I always lose my key cards for whatever reason. Like I try to put it on the back of my phone, but I don't always have my phone with me. A
Too many drink
bracelet's
packages.
yeah, yeah. It's a lot easier on your wrist. But yeah, the benefit of a bar tab is you can get free money. So we sell them in low as $100.
Hmm.
$100 will give you 10 extra dollars. $200 will get you 25 extra, and 300 will give you 50. You could buy unlimited if you want. Like you could have $1,000 bar tab. I would not
Yep.
recommend that because that's a lot of drinking. Um, but hey, to each his own.
Yeah. And I forget, is it use it or lose it, or is it
It is a use it or lose it, right? And there's no price advantage of having a bar tab. So a beer is still $5 to $7 whether you have a bar tab or not. The only
yeah,
benefit of a bar tab is you get free money. So if you
yeah,
know you're gonna consume $300 worth of alcohol between you and say who you're traveling with, buy a bar tab. That makes sense
yep,
because you get 50 free bucks. Or I call it like 10 free Heinekens. Like that's a good value for me. But
yep,
past that, I don't know. It really depends on what you're drinking and how you like to celebrate things.
yeah. I know personally I would go for it. Just
Yeah.
you want to have fun. Um okay, so yeah, so you talked about all the food included, all the Wi-Fi, exercise classes, all the drinks, essential drinks, coffees, all that fun stuff. Theme nights. So the end. So what are the pillars that Virgin Voyages are known for?
Yeah, so we're known for four key pillars. Obviously, one, adults only.
Yeah.
Two, our food and beverage program. Three, the sense of inclusivity. So we don't have a demographic per se. People are young at heart. So whether you're 18 or 88 or older,
Yeah.
we bring everyone. And the other one is our crew service. Now, where one of the, I guess, more stereotypes come out is like, oh, Virgin's a party. And the way I look at it is, sure, we can be a party if you want it to be a party, or you can be boring like me. And I like self-deprecating humor, and I go to bed at 10 o'clock, right? Like I'm not an evening person, um, but there's some really great experiences. Whether you're someone like me that goes to bed at 10 o'clock, or someone that likes to spend, um, the night out and enjoying themselves. So the themes we have is depending on, because we have such a high repeat rate, like over 60% of people sailing this year are going to be sailing within 18 months. So it's a great product that people come back to. So we always need to have like our core competencies, but then we also need to give returning guests something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So regardless of the ship, there's always minimum of three distinct experiences that always happen. And then depending on the ship, there's different themes and or activations. So when we look at the core things, right, is first and foremost, we'll always have a drag queen on our ships, right? And that's where that idea of, we've got something for everyone, but we may not be for everyone. So if
Yeah.
someone is uncomfortable with someone in drag, maybe we're not the ship for them, and that's okay. Right. So that's core competency number one. And that's our idea of inclusivity. We want people to be able to see themselves and people like themselves if they are part of, say, that community on board our ships. Number two is we have two iconic parties on every ship. So the first night, we have a pajama party. So we encourage people, just like when we were children, we went to our best friend's house and we had a little sleepover, we get in our jammies, and maybe we have like a silly dance party or we stay up a little bit later. That's what we do. We do a best dress contest, and I've seen everything from onesies to lingerie. Um, and people just dance and enjoy themselves and get to meet other fellow sailors. And then at the stroke of midnight, we bring milk and cookies out, just like being big children, right? And that's it.
I
It's
actually
that
didn't know
playful,
that.
yeah, it's that playfulness, right?
Yeah.
And it's fun because you're seeing all sorts of different types of people, different body shapes, um, all enjoying themselves. And what I could say about our trips is no one respectfully cares about anyone else to the point. No one's like gossiping, "Ooh, they're wearing this or that." They literally don't care. They're celebrating the fact that they can be themselves, and enjoy themselves. So
Mhm.
that's iconic party number one. The other one is our Scarlet Night. So a lot of cruises have like formal nights or like white parties where everyone
Yeah.
dresses in white. Our color is red, so we have a red party, and it's a celebration of love and understanding. So it's built around this premise of a sailor falling in love with a goddess of the sea, completely made up story. But the idea, right? But when if you look at it from like a practical perspective, how can a human fall in love with a creature of the sea? It's impossible, right? Like, I mean, this is not
I've
Little
seen I've
Mermaid
seen
kind of
Little
idea.
Mermaid.
Yeah, yeah, it's not Little Mermaid. But the
Yeah.
idea of this is, if you want to get like like deep, is we can all fall in love with someone that is not like ourselves, or is not ourselves. And that's the beauty of this world, is we have such a beautiful array of different types of people, with different beliefs. And while it may not be ours exactly, it doesn't mean one's right or wrong. And that's the celebration of love that we have, is you've got this eclectic group of people from all over the world celebrating this one thing, being on this trip, on this specific voyage, on this specific time. And let's just have some fun. Let's smile at each other. Let's dance with one another. Let's be playful and maybe jump in the pool and have a good time. That is what Scarlet Knight's all about.
Yeah.
Then when you start looking at other ones, there's certain nights where, in the disco or the nightclub, it'll be 80s night, or it'll be our fancy party where we say, hey, if you want to dress up, go nuts. If you
Yeah.
don't, if you want to wear shorts and a t-shirt, you're still welcome. But some people just love to, have that costume. They have their like Mr. Dress Up tickle trunk, if you were, and they open
Yeah.
it up and they're like, oh, I want to bring this and that on the trip. So we say, go nuts.
Speaking about which, dining, is it
Yeah.
like people have to dress up or shorts and t-shirt okay?
You can wear whatever you want. Now, just because it's casual doesn't mean it's sloppy. So I've literally seen probably a handful of people wearing shorts,
Yeah.
like to dinner. But you can, but they're traditionally like those nice golf shorts that you would wear, you know what I mean? With like
Yeah.
a short sleeve shirt or like a golf shirt. People aren't wearing like crumpy clothes. They're enjoying themselves. So
Wearing collared golf shirt or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So I like that because you don't have to tie up too much, but you don't have to bring 3 extra sets of clothing because you can wear it during the day or you can go.
Yeah, and what I joke around is like, I mean, I like to dress up because I think I feel confident. Like if I'm wearing a suit, I feel good. But
Yeah.
when I'm on a cruise and it's like 40 degrees outside, last thing I want to do is put a suit on. And in reality, what am I doing? I'm putting that jacket on in my room or my stateroom. I'm
Yeah.
walking down a hallway, getting to a restaurant, and then taking it off.
Yeah.
What's the point? I'd
That makes
rather
sense.
leave it at home.
Yeah. What else? So you guys do shorter cruises, longer cruises. Do you want to talk about, do we really want
We're
to talk about like where you guys sail or?
Sure. I mean, we can go high level. I mean, we've got over 100 different ports of call and over 50 different itineraries. So I mentioned, yes, we're known for our short trips, but also we have some long ones. So, um, we sail out of year round. We sail out of Miami. That's our home port, right? That's where you get like that authentic, true Virgin experience because we can control it from the second you get out of your Uber or your car all the way on. So we do 4, 5, 6, and 8 day itineraries out of Miami. In the fall and winter months, we also bring San Juan, Puerto Rico out there.
Yeah.
And San Juan does your 7, 10, and 11 day itinerary, so a little bit longer, right? Focusing on the Southern Caribbean, while Miami does the Eastern and Central Caribbean. In the summer, we're out of Portsmouth in the UK, doing our short itineraries out there. So for our Brit friends that want like the 4 and 5 day itineraries,
Yeah.
we satisfy that for them because no one from like London is flying over to Miami for a 4 day trip in reality. So we got
No.
the same for them out there. But then our long stay itineraries are from Athens and Barcelona, and they go as low as 7 days, but some go up into like the 10, 11, 12, 13 day itineraries.
Yeah.
And then we're bringing some newer itineraries for 2025 into like Northern Europe. So you're looking at the Icelands, the Norways, and stuff like that. So these really unique, I hate the term bucket list, but like that line up very well with land-based experiences. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for the best of both worlds, we've got those in 2025.
Yeah. And then a lot of people, if you're new to cruising, most cruise lines, including Virgin, you guys normally also rotate weeks too, right? So if you wanted to do a back to back, like if you wanted to do 2 4 nights, or if you wanted to do 11 night here and 11 night there, it would be visiting normally different ports.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and then you do
exactly.
have and then Bimini too. So
Yes.
like I've been watching a lot of videos on that. That looks like a fun place.
Yeah, so
Um,
everyone's got like so a lot of cruise like especially in the Caribbean they have their own island or whatever, right? And some are
yeah,
just or some are resorts, some are more like theme parks, whatever. With us, we took the approach of having more of like a resort. So Bimini is our beach club. And it's got 2 great pools, amazing beach activities, and everything translates over from the ship. So all the food's included, bar tabs carry over. But one of the things that I'm honest because there's always good and bad but it's constructive feedback. So one of the biggest things people say about Virgin ships is like, "Hey, your pools are small, right, on board." And I'll agree, they are small. They're small pools. They're more social pools than say swimming pools. So they're about getting wet and having conversation versus like doing activities in it. But when you go to Bimini, you get the opposite. You get the deeper pools, the bigger pools. So if you want to play games, ride a unicorn floaty or whatever the case may be, you can on at that experience.
okay. So I don't have to bring my own from home, you're saying?
No, no, no. We actually have actually the fun thing. My favorite thing at Bimini, honestly, other than like the visual atmosphere, is that at 1 o'clock we bring the DJ in, and
Yeah.
we literally put hundreds of inflatables in the pool, and we just have this adult pool party, which is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't need to bring your own. We'll bring stuff for you.
Yeah. Can you if you're at Bimini, can you still shake for champagne or no? Yeah, that still works
Yeah,
there. Okay.
yeah. I was just on last month, being February, for anyone watching this in the future, and I was there for Valentine's Day and Super Bowl. So really great, 2 great experiences to be on. And yeah, we were literally by the pool on Valentine's Day and just pulled the phone out, shook it, and a bottle of champagne showed up, which was awesome.
Perfect. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, through the Virgin Voyage app, you can shake the app, and then wherever you are on the ship, they'll find you and bring you a bottle of champagne. It comes out of your bar tab, I guess, or something like that. But
That's correct. Yeah.
it's a neat little trick. You actually brought one thing up there. I like to talk about. You talked about Valentine's Day and stuff. So special sailings like Christmas, New Year's, Easter, St. Patrick's Day. It's like you guys normally do events and try to do something.
Yeah, so for the mainstay holidays, even not for so there's always a good reason to celebrate things. So we will have different activations based around it. So, just on the last one I was on, so for it just happened to be hit both the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. Super Bowl, we basically took our theater, we had a massive stadium seating with like pub fare. So we had hot dogs, pretzels, wings, burgers, whatever the case may be. In our social club, we did the same with some drink specials. And then we had an outdoor grill with like, other stuff outside. So we tend to activate quite well for that. Valentine's Day, there's always different inclusions and drops. So for instance, let me see if I can grab it here.
Like more romantic dinners and
Yeah,
stuff.
so for instance, this was for Valentine's Day, and like
Yeah.
we're made in for each other, and there are these heart-shaped glasses that everyone got, plus like chocolate covered strawberries and such like that. So we do those things. But the most successful or the most fun ones are the ones you dress up as. So St. Patty's Day is a great opportunity where it's not
Yeah.
necessarily scripted per se, but people are on that pub crawl kind of
Yeah.
mentality. Or my favorite one, which I haven't done yet, but I keep seeing the photos, is Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween on our ship is not just on the 31st of October. We actually run 2 weeks of experiences where we have best dressed costumes, and really people go all out. So if you love to dress up, we are the
Mhm.
perfect experience for you because it's playful, it's adults,
Yeah.
and we hand out, you know, fun adult candy and stuff like that, and like, and like cocktail specials and such like that.
Yeah.
But
Stuff
it's
you can't
not,
do with kids on board.
yeah, but it's not also just around like the party atmosphere. Like there are focuses around. So what happens in January for everyone? We have New Year's resolutions, right? And one of those New Year's resolution we always have, regardless of what you do for a living, is always I want to feel healthier. I want to go to the gym, or whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
So we have like health and wellness months. So we focus more on like non-alcoholic beverages, like ginger shots, smoothies, intention setting, meditation. Those kind of things traditionally happen in our first quarter. Then in Q2 for the year is our food and beverage one. So this is where our creative Michelin star chefs get to showcase some new dishes that they're working on. Also gives
Hmm.
people a different variety from our regular menus. And most of the time, those menu items then come out in the fall in the revision of the restaurants menus and stuff. So those are coming up soon, which I'm quite looking forward to jumping on to experience.
Hmm. Do you have a time? Do you know when you're going to be on ship next?
Yeah, I'll be on mid-April again. I'm hosting a group of
Video?
travel agents. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else? Anything else you can think of? Food. So the food's all good. Talked about drinks. Different categories of rooms. So everything from inside room to the
Sweets.
mega rockstar suites.
Yeah, I think where you
Um,
want to, so I think with us is obviously I said we're different, and I think that's an understatement, but we also want to create that experience. So when you get on our ship, right, it's going to be a different vibe. So it's not these large atriums that we're typically used to on cruise lines. They're all smaller, intimate spaces. So someone like me, for instance, that likes to go to bed at 10 o'clock, I'm always at the jazz. Like I go to the it's called On the Rocks. So it's got like great martinis, and there's always a jazz band playing there. That vibe feels very different than if I walked, I don't know, 15 feet the other way, and I'm at a whole different venue. And
yeah.
so it gives you that more intimate spaces. And then when it comes to the cabins, we have no interior facing cabins. So there's never like, if you want a balcony, you get what I have right here. That's a 86% of our cabins are these, right? So they've got the largest allotment of them are our balconies with our hammocks. And then of course we've got suites and then insider rooms as well. But most of the times you're going to be in one of these nice balconies.
Yeah. Get the Instagram photos and all that on the
You,
nice.
yeah, you got it, bud.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I think that's good for now, unless there's anything else that you want to add in. I think we kind of hit the head of the nail. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I got a little notepad here, so we've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. So, again, thanks for sitting down with me today. I look forward to working with you, and thank you. So people know too. So all these nice infographics and all that I normally throw on the Facebook pages is normally I'm getting from Sean. He's getting from marketing or wherever you get it from. But he's normally the one that has the nice sayings, the nice writings, and all that. So thank you for posting all that. It helps me very much out, and hopefully, people in the group like Virgin Voyages, try you guys out and book it through me.
Yeah, you know what, I think, just in closing is thank you for working with a travel professional. I mean, not only I think is it important for you to get the full understanding of what experiences you might have or you might want to have, they're also really great at steering you to the correct course, right? Is like I said, that we have something for everyone, but we're not for everyone. And it's really important to understand, what's out there for you and to get some firsthand advice. So continue working with great travel professionals like that over here that can kind of understand what you are looking for, what kind of experience will make you happy, but also will challenge you a little bit about the value. I think that's important, right? Is understanding what you want. Because we all want the $1 billion experience, but we don't all have the $1 billion budget, and that is okay. But then what are we willing to live without? And I think sometimes we can get what we want, we just push it down a little bit, right? So maybe another month later or whatever the case may be gets us what we want, because we never want to go on a holiday anywhere in the world and be like, that was okay. You always want to have a holiday that's, wow, that was amazing. I really got what I wanted out of that. And working with a travel professional always helps that out.
Perfect.
But
Okay.
thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks. See you later.
Have a great one.